Ah, love it.
Here we go. Okay.
Hello and welcome to my vlog for the month of October. I apologize for my voice. I'm sick again. I think honestly that someone cursed me so that I'm sick every single time I have to record a voiceover. Anyway, I have to say, this month really and truly tore me to pieces. If you know me in person, you know that I had pretty much the worst luck this month. My pet died, I got mugged, I failed an exam, my Nona died, my uncle fell into a coma, and I was sick for the entire month of October. Truly a doozy. But that makes me all the more grateful that I took this footage, because going through all these videos and editing this vlog made me realize that not all of October sucked. And that's something that's really important to keep in mind when you're depressed and your brain is making you feel as though nothing good has happened to you in your life ever. So without further ado, come conquer the month of October with me. October started with a very tipsy bang. Two of my roommates have their birthdays at the beginning of October, so we went to our favorite tiki bar to celebrate. They gave us free shots while we were in line, which was incredibly kind of them.
Yeah.
This bar is so amazing because their drinks are all tropical themed and come in the coolest glasses. We may or may not have a bunch of these tiki glasses in our apartment now. And their drinks are also so strong. I do not recommend their pina coladas if you're a lightweight. They have done hellish things to some of my friends. I got this vampire-themed drink since they had a whole menu for spooky cocktails, and it was my Vampire Diaries dream come to life. Another lovely perk of this bar are their $5 fried chicken sandwiches. We tried all of them, and I highly recommend the Pink Wave. One of my cocktails, which came in this delightful ceramic mermaid glass, came with a candy necklace, so I spent the rest of the night seeing how many beads I could get randos to eat. I was really in the fall spirit, and every fall I try and fail to go pumpkin picking. But this year, I was determined. Caroline and I went to Connecticut for the weekend and drove to an orchard, but not before pit stopping at Starbucks for I think it was an apple caramel macchiato? Something like that? I don't know. I want to emphasize that this was before the Starbucks boycott. We don't go to Starbucks anymore. All buckled up?
Mm-hmm.
Because we practice safe driving. I'm gonna make sure to say that on camera. Oh, you know what I used to love as a kid? When I would drive to the beach and we would drive past like all the farms and you would see like all the little farmhouses and like the barns and the cornfields. That was always so cool. I could never live like in a rural setting like that though.
No.
I'm such a city girl. Like I would get bored so quickly. I get bored in New York.
I know. But
And
we live in such a quiet part of town. It's lovely.
That's true. We do live in
I'm
a quiet
so
part.
happy that we like live there because I don't think I could deal with like living directly like Greenwich Village all the time. But
Yeah,
it does. It's quiet. Bad.
But yeah. No, we definitely are in like a quiet little place. Doesn't even really feel like New York sometimes.
No.
Sometimes you're like, oh, I just live in like a little city. Not New York City.
Yeah, only when you're hopping on the subway and you go downtown, you're like, oh!
Oh, right, I do live here.
So,
This is like the first fall thing I've done.
yeah.
You know?
I love the sky in the fall. It always looks more blue.
Right?
I don't know what it is.
It's the contrast. Because blue and orange are on opposite sides of the color wheel, so it stands out more against the trees.
Beautiful.
On the bucket list was A, find a pumpkin, B, drink apple cider, C, get apple cider donuts, and D, take some cute fall pictures. We've arrived! All right. How does one go about choosing a good pumpkin?
I honestly don't remember.
I haven't done this since I was a kid. How do you do this? Okay. They all look great to me. Oh, this one looks nice. I like the proportions.
Oh, I also like the proportions.
Of this guy right here. It's gonna enlarge. It is large, but the other
right
side
there,
is going. Yep. Okay. Well spotted. Oh, look at that one.
Which one? This
The
one?
one that's sticking up. That's really.
Oh, that
big.
one?
Yeah, that one.
That's a huge pumpkin.
That's a really big pumpkin.
Now I just want to watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Oh my God, we should.
We really should. I love that. Pants will get messed up.
Pumpkins. Don't know which one to pick.
All the dirty pumpkin color.
I'll sit in it.
You're a braver soul than I am.
It's just dirt. Dirt never hurt nobody. Actually, it hurt a lot of people in like the Victorian era.
Yes, it did.
And beyond that, before that.
Yes, it did.
You want to hold this?
Give me.
Okay, go ahead. You want me to
I don't want to drop it.
No.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay.
Hot cider and apple cider donuts.
I'm so happy.
Woo! So hard to open doors with one finger. All right. Thrifting is exactly what I need right now after that. I feel like it's the perfect way to complete a fall day. Okay. So there's like not a lot.
No.
Okay, so maybe not thrifting. Oh, wow. Okay. That man just made the fastest U-turn I've ever seen in my life and cut us off.
Turn right on Congress Street.
Okay. Go off, I guess, queen.
Wow.
Lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. There we go.
Crazy.
But also, we so did not know today was a holiday.
No, I was thinking just this morning. I remember thinking, oh, like nobody will be there because it's it's like a Monday morning.
But
No, it's the one Monday that it's actually a holiday.
horrible.
Yeah. Not me not paying attention to directions whatsoever. I'm really bad at directions.
I'm also really bad at directions.
Even like I used to until there she goes. Until like 3 months ago, I had to use a GPS to get around like Norwalk, which is so embarrassing because I literally like grew up coming here multiple times a year, my whole life, and I still don't know where anything is. Then it was back to reality, and by reality I mean writing my thesis. I had the outline for my introduction due in a week, so I went to my favorite cafe on the Lower East Side to get some work done. Remy 43 is a coffee shop that is also a flower and plant store. So their lattes are flower themed and you sit surrounded by beautiful plants. I worked on my thesis for a few hours and got most of my outline done. For context, my thesis is about depression and autobiographical memory in the context of COVID. On this particular study session, I wrote the bits of my thesis about depression and autobiographical memory. Another day at Butler Library. Today I was hoping to finish my introduction outline. I grabbed a coffee from Joe's, because hot take, but I hate blue Java coffee, and it was off to the stacks to work. This time I had to write up the thesis background about COVID. I'm hoping to do a whole video about my thesis writing process in the spring, so if you have any questions you'd like to see me answer, just leave them down in the comments. A lot of people in my TikTok comments say things like, "I don't believe that you actually study a lot," or "You're always making TikToks, so when do you have time to study?" These comments have actually gotten more prevalent since a certain demographic has increased viewership in my videos. I'm not going to say which demographic, but I'm sure you can guess. So this month I actually kept track of all my study hours, and in just this 1 week alone, I studied for 54 hours. That's almost 8 hours a day of studying, not including going to class. And to be totally transparent with you guys, most TikToks I make only take about 3 to 8 minutes to create. It's a very small time commitment to put in. Today, I was studying for my neuroscience of trauma class. This week, we were learning about polyvagal theory, which is the theory that 3 systems manage your response to trauma. I took notes, made flashcards, and studied them for about 4.5 hours. Then I worked on turning my thesis outline into a full-fledged draft. The next day, I decided that I needed a break. I had just learned that my Nona, who has end-stage emphysema, had contracted COVID, and they weren't sure if she was going to make it. And I wasn't the only person at this campus who was going through a tough time. The atmosphere on campus this whole month was extraordinarily tense and mournful for obvious reasons. A lot of people on side chat were begging the administration for a mental health day. I saw more than one post about how people had lost family members and weren't able to grieve because their academic life was so busy. On October 28th, my Nona passed away, and I also became one of those people who wanted time to process but had too many deadlines to take a break. I've talked a bit before about the downsides of attending an Ivy League adjacent school, and this is definitely one of them. Mental health here is not a priority to the administration. But because they don't make it a priority, it's even more important that you do. I sat in the sun and listened to music, and tried to give my brain a break from the constant anxiety about deadlines. It can be really difficult at this school to even take a short break, because everyone around you is of the mindset that taking breaks is quote-unquote wasting time. But after living a lifetime of mental illness, I make it a priority to take time for myself even in the midst of deadlines. I've had a lot of experience with doing things that make me feel uncomfortable or anxious, because I had to do exposure therapy for OCD a couple years ago. I think everyone should practice doing one thing that makes them anxious every week. This week, mine was taking this break. So that was my October. It definitely wasn't the super cheerful and fun-packed October vlog that I was anticipating recording at the beginning of this month. But, you know, that's how life goes, and I'm here to share with you guys my life regardless of whether it goes the way I want it to. This was my October vlog, and I look forward to seeing you guys next month.